Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Results Mastery podcast. It's great to have you here. Thank you for those of you who are perhaps looking or listening for the first time. For those of you who are members or repeat offenders, in other words, you've been to my podcast many times or several times. It's great to have you back. Thank you very much for your time. I'm very respectful of people's time because time is the most valuable commodity you've got, even more than your money. I value your time. So thank you for being here. So today my subject is around social media, and it's a problem that I think that a lot, and when I say a lot, I'd say probably at least 95% of businesses basically suffer from. And it's this, it's that they put a load of time and effort into social media, but they don't actually win much business from it. Why is that? Why would something that everybody says how great it is not actually create that much business for small businesses? What's that about? Well, there are many reasons, I think, but a couple I'm going to talk about today. I've got a couple of questions for you to start with, and it doesn't matter what you're talking about here, whether it's, LinkedIn or X or, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you're doing, the same rules apply, I believe. And my question is, well, I suppose firstly, how much time, money and effort do you put in? Because that's a real weakness, isn't it, with some people? People tell me, well, I don't want to bombard people, so I post on there once a fortnight. That's like going to the gym once every 6 months and expecting to get fit. You might as well not bother, stay at home and save your money. So we've got to do more than that. So if you're guilty of not doing much, then, guess what rewards we get in sport, in business, in life, in relationships, in pretty much anything if we don't do much. Yeah, you know the answer to that. You don't need me to tell you. It's true universally across everything. If you want to climb Mount Everest and what you're doing at the moment is walking up the local hill for 20 minutes and back down again, it probably ain't going to work. You've got to put a bit more effort in to climb Mount Everest. I'm sure you're with me. So that's one thing. You're not doing enough. Secondly, if you are doing, a reasonable amount, where are you spending your time? If you're spending, I don't know, let's just say an hour a day on social media, where does that hour go? What is it you're doing? Now, for most people, what they're doing is social media marketing. And by that, what I mean is posting stuff, right? They're either paying for that to be done or they're doing it themselves manually. And for a lot of small businesses, they're doing it themselves. They're posting 2, 3, 4 times a day on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, X, whatever. Okay. And I'm here to tell you that posting doesn't really work. I do really well personally on LinkedIn. That's my side. That's the one that wins me most of my business. We're talking over 100 grand per year, purely from LinkedIn, let alone the other websites. Now, I'm just a small business. If I had a team of 10 people who were involved in sales, they'd be doing a lot of work on LinkedIn, and no doubt they'd probably all be earning, I don't know, 50 to 100 grand at least from LinkedIn. So, that said, why doesn't it work, and what have you got to do about it? Let me tell you why it doesn't work. If you think of LinkedIn pretty much as a networking website, that's ultimately what it's about, isn't it? It was born as a recruitment website and then it became a networking website, and we go on and we network. So we go on and we say things. We put posts on there. We had pictures on there. We had videos on there. What's wrong? What's wrong is that people are not listening. It's a little bit like, can you imagine going to a social media event? Let's say, sorry, not a social media event. I meant to say a networking event. Let's say a chamber of commerce. Everybody knows what chambers of commerce meetings are like. And I go in there and I look around and there's like, I don't know, maybe 50, perhaps 100 people in the room. So I think, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and sit over in this corner over here and I'm just going to shout as loud as I can about different things. So not always trying to sell somebody something. I might sit in the corner and go, "Hi, I've got a great idea. It's actually 6 ways that you can win more business by optimizing your website." Or here's my 3 tips to get more business from email marketing. Here's another. Here's a video that I wanted you to watch. And in it, I talk about how to do search engine optimization. And imagine me, I'm just sat in the corner shouting this out at everybody. And do you know what? Nobody's listening. Nobody is listening. When I say nobody, there might be a few, might there? The odd one that listens. But the truth of the matter is that, I'm connected to 13,000 people, just over 13,104 it was yesterday. I know that because I quantify it every month, how many people I'm connected and see if it's growing or not. So that's not bad, is it? More than most, not as much as some. But if you ask me, when you post out, Steve, how many of those 13,104 people actually read your stuff? The answer is it's probably about 200, 300. Occasionally, I'll do something and it'll go like 2,000. I think the most I got once, and I mean once, was 14,000 people that read a post of mine. I've had a couple of weeks where I've had like 6, 7, 8,000 people, which I don't know, LinkedIn algorithm and all that sort of stuff. But the vast majority, and bear in mind, I'm posting on LinkedIn 5, 6, 7 times a day. So don't get me wrong, I do think this is an important thing. But most of that, by the way, goes on automatically, not with me physically going in there. I don't have to do that every day. It's just set on autopilot. But it's an important thing to do, but it's not where sales are made. Okay, so standing in the corner, shouting about what you do, shouting loud enough so everybody can hear you, doesn't probably or isn't probably the best way of marketing yourself. I sometimes say that people market themselves in a weird way by, imagine, I was a single man and I wanted to find a girlfriend or a wife. And what do? I walk up and down the street asking people if they'd go out with me. Going up to women, "Oh, hi, my name's Steve. Would you go out with me?" "No." "Oh, all right then." And I go and ask another one. Not the best way of trying to find a partner in life, and it's not the best way of trying to win a business. So if that's not good, and by the way, I want to clarify, still do it. You still want to do it because it makes the next bit, the bit that does win business, work, right? And here's how it works. Imagine I'm at that networking event, at that Chamber of Commerce event, and I've been shouting from my corner for quite a while. So quite a few people have heard me shout. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up out of the corner. I'm going to go over to somebody and I'm going to go, "Hi, I'm Steve. Nice to meet you. Tell me, what do you do?" "Oh, that's interesting." "Oh, how long have you been doing that?" "Oh, that's interesting." "And tell me, I'm in marketing. How do you market your business right now?" And they say, "Well, we do this, this, and this." "Oh, right. How's that working?" And I ask questions. You with me here? You know, you don't go up to somebody at a chamber of commerce. You don't go, let's imagine you're walking up to a group of people, like 3 or 4 people, and you say to them something like, "Oh, hi, do you mind if I join in?" They say, "No, no problem at all." I go, "Oh, hi, I'm Steve. Let me just tell you all about what I do." And then you go on and on and on and on and on for like the next 2 or 3 minutes. You know, is that really, what are people going to do? They're going to want to escape. Going to want to get away from you. Who is this nutter that's just coming up and pitching us, even though he doesn't know us? He doesn't know anything about our business. He don't know anything about us. He don't know anything about anything. He's just trying to sell us stuff. And I want to get away from him as soon as I can. That's how people are viewing you on LinkedIn. So we've got to start to think about building relationships. Remember this. If you don't remember anything from me ever again, remember this. People buy from people that they know, like, and trust. Okay? They also buy from companies that they know, like, and trust. They also buy products and services that they know, like, and trust. You know, when it comes to computers and all that sort of stuff, I'm just an absolute advocate of Apple. I love Apple. I would never buy it. If Apple designed a car or a TV, I'm going to have one. You know, if Apple designed pens or, almost, any, Apple came out with a new chair, I'm being a bit silly here, but you understand my meaning. I'm an absolute fan of Apple. Love the company. Not quite so keen on all their products. The watches I just don't get. I think, what do I need I've got a watch, and I've got my iPhone, I've got my laptop, and I've got a couple of desktops or iMacs. So what do I need a watch for? I don't. So I don't get that product. You with me? Even though I love the company. I then walk into an Apple shop, and right now I don't know, like, and trust the person in the shop. Although I do know something about them. I know they're very well trained and they really understand their products. And I know they're not on commission. So they're not just trying to sell me something, they're trying to help me. Okay, so that's a little bit different to walking in, let's say, a different, electrical manufacturing, computing type company who are all on commission. They're trying to sell you the most expensive product and so on and so forth. So what we want to do, just getting back to my example of social media, what we want to do is we want to start to build communication. We need to get communication to a level where it's not just me or you communicating, can't say it, communicating with them being your target market, but also they're communicating back to you. So we've got this two-way dialogue. Once we've got to that level, then we're in a much stronger position to go, do you know what? Why don't we meet? Why don't we meet over Zoom? Are you free for a phone call? You know, how can we take it to the next level? But the biggest mistake people make is trying to sell to strangers, right? If you're the most of your marketing is trying to sell to people that you don't know, then you're making a big mistake. I get people every day. At the moment, I get people every day going, I've had a look at your YouTube channel, and I know, because I'm a YouTube expert, that I can help you improve it. I'm going to say 3 or 4 a day emails via LinkedIn, messages via LinkedIn normally, with people trying to sell me YouTube support. It's bizarre. Do they really know? Do they really know? Some of them do, some of them don't. But I got somebody the other day who was offering me a a monthly deal on a Volkswagen Golf. He had no idea what my personal situation was. Did I have a Golf? Did I lease my car? Did I buy my car? Am I in a position where I want to buy a car? Would leasing be tax efficient for me? Would I be better buying it, leasing it? What sort of deal would I be interested in? What sort of price range am I? Am I a Golf person, or am I a Passat, or a whatever the top, am I more into Mercedes, or, something like that? They had no idea. And yet they just, I connected to this person within 5 minutes. He was trying to sell me a Golf. And do you know what? It might work, but I think it probably works 1 in 1,000. So if you want to improve your odds, then you might want to take notice of what I'm saying. So I don't know whether that was of value to you. I hope it was. I hope it's at least given you food for thought. And I hope, if you're, whatever you are doing right now on social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, whatever it is, TikTok perhaps, whatever you're doing, if it's not working, there's an old definition of insanity, isn't there? And that is doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different result. So we've got to, I believe anyway, look at what we're doing, work out, perhaps on a scale of 1 to 10, how good is it? How good are you on LinkedIn in terms of generating business on a scale of 1 to 10? Rate yourself, and then work out what you need to do to improve it. Now, I've been helping people to do that for nearly coming up to 30 years. On the 1st of May this year, excuse me, on the 1st of May this year, I'll have been doing this for 30 years. Now, I can tell you that you don't have to be that bright to notice what works and what doesn't. I've probably wasted more money than everybody listening to this over those 30 years, but I have learned, and I've spent a lot of time, money, and effort learning from the best in the world. Many years ago, I used to play table tennis at international level. And I figured out at a fairly early age that if I wanted to be good, I needed to spend my time around players who were better than me. And when I got into business, I figured the same thing. I thought, right, who's the world's leading marketer? And I actually Googled it, who's the world's leading marketer? And it came up with a guy called Jay Abraham. And I thought, right, I'm going to learn from Jay. So I went to America, cost me $3,800. Remember, this is 30 years ago, so that was a bob or two. And I got there, and there was a room full of about 1,000 people. So 1,000 people had paid him $3,800 for this 4-day workshop. So, it's obviously, not enough money to live on, but it's not a bad start, is it? But seriously, learn from somebody with experience. If you want to learn from me, get in touch. I know I can help you. I've been helping businesses for 30 years. I wouldn't have stayed in business if I hadn't been good at what I do. And, I spoke today about one little aspect of it, and that is social media. Let's get that right and then talk about your website. How do we, if you've got a website like most businesses have and you don't win any business from it, stop making the excuse that, oh, well, it's just a brochure site, and oh, well, I don't expect to win lots of business from it. You've got one of two problems. You've either not got enough traffic, or your conversion is rubbish. And we can together talk about how to overcome that, how to get more people to your site, and how to make sure your website maximizes that traffic that you are creating. So that's it. I hope that's been of value to you. I'm sure it has. I hope you take action. I hope you want to meet me. If you do, you can see on the wall behind me my website, which is results-mastery.com. If you go there, you'll see a gold button. Click on that. and you'll get access to my diary. You can find a time in the diary. We can meet over Zoom. There's no need to travel anywhere. Take about half an hour, and I will genuinely try and help you with your business. This is not like me to pitch you on, as I've said, I practice what I preach. I want to build my reputation with you, demonstrate my expertise. Then at the end, if you want any more help, just ask and we can talk about that. So thank you ever so much for listening, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Thanks very much. So, thank you for listening. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, and even more, if you've benefited from it and you'd like to know more, you'd like more of my help, and you'd like to benefit from my nearly 30 years of experience working with and learning from the leading experts in the world in the area of sales and marketing, then here's what you need to do next. You need to go to my website, which is results-mastery.com, and use the gold button to book yourself a meeting on a one-to-one basis with me. Thank you very much for listening again, and I look forward to speaking to you very, very soon. Thank you.